Something a little bit different today. You're looking at radio underneath, which is a Yaesu FT7B mobile transceiver from the early 1980s. It's not my radio, it belongs to a neighbour of mine who's quitting the hobby and wants me to sell a radio for him. I just brought my 706 down so we can get a little comparison in size. They're both mobile radios. Of course, the 706 probably about 30 years more modern, if you like, a great deal smaller, and the FT7B below the 706 of course is also a great deal heavier. I'll take the 706 away. We'll have a closer look at the 7B. Okay, so we've got a closer look at the FT7B now, and we'll just go through the controls quite quickly. It's a fairly simple and straightforward radio to operate. We've got a mic gain control here, and actually if you push this mic gain button in, it activates an attenuator switch, quite a high degree of attenuation. I need to look at the specifications, but having tried this radio on air, by pressing that switch you pretty much knock out everything. We've got a headphone socket here just above the microphone socket. We've got a power on off switch here. We've got the analog S meter, of course, just above the nameplate there. We've got a dual control knob here. We've got volume and RF gain. We've got our main tuning knob here and a calibration switch underneath, so you can, if you find the analog readout is slightly out, you can calibrate the radio. We've got a clarifier control here for fine-tuning any SSB signals, and we've got the switch there to switch the clarifier in. We've got a noise blanker switch here. And we've got the mode switch, which switches between CW, LSB or USB, and AM. There is an AM filter in this radio. It's a very narrow AM filter, so it wouldn't be suitable for listening to any radio broadcasts, or broadcast stations I should say, on shortwave. The radio's amateur bands only, but of course at the top end of its 40 meter coverage you would hear some broadcast stations, but they wouldn't come in very well on this radio. We have a tune and drive control here, and the tune control is used for peaking up the output of the PA when you switch bands. As I say, this radio is capable of up to 50 watts SSB out, and I have tried this one on air and it is doing around 50 watts. And here we have the band switch. Now notably this radio doesn't have the WARC bands. It has 80, 40, 20, 15 and then 4 sections of 10 meters. But this radio was produced before the WARC bands were commonplace on radios. I think they hadn't even been allocated, in fact, when this radio was made. So let's turn it around. We'll have a look at the back panel. Very simple back panel here. We have a grounding lug, the SO239 antenna socket, 3.5mm jack for Morse code key. We have the power connector here. It's a 6-pin connector. Luckily this radio came with the correct lead, because I think these are quite hard to get hold of. We've got a DIN connector here, which I think may be for an external VFO of some sort, possibly an accessory. And we've got an external speaker socket. This particular radio, I don't know if any of them did have, but this one doesn't seem to have an internal speaker, at least not a functional one anyway. I couldn't get any receive audio out of it until I connected an external speaker. So it's possible that there's one in here. I must check. I don't want to open the radio, it's not mine, and I just have it to sell. But it doesn't appear to be a speaker in this one. Anyway, in a moment we'll see it in the shack and see how it performs on receive.
Roger, Mike. Analog talk, we have 5 dB over 9. 5 dB over 9. Very good signal here. I'm living here in southeast Germany on the Donau, River Donau, south city called Steckendorf. My antenna here is a doublet, twice 27 meters, with symmetric feeder line in 17 meters high, and the transceiver Tango Sierra 990. The top again.
The name here is Marcel. My name Marcel, QTH, West Germany, near the Dutch border. How do you copy, Ricardo? Italy Zulu 2, Lima Papa Whiskey. Delta Lima 1, Mike Radio Lima.
Anything for you, you signal report flight in 8.
F59. Thank you for the nice evening. 73, ciao. My man, thank you. Lima, X-Ray 1, Lima, Charlie.
Water fell on those states as well. So, yeah, it's not been a very good summer all in all, and of course over on the western side they're having their problems as well with the fires as usual during the dry summer period.
Italy Hotel Mike, calling for the hour, the historical police accused. Se llevar hasta 6.800 pasajeros en capacidad máxima. Algo basado en crisis.
Doing that. I've calculated the height. It's going to be 34 feet. I'm going to put a rotator on it. I want only a TV type. It's not a heavy antenna. It's only 2 LE. Square boom. And we'll see how it goes. It might need a something matching hairpin match. I don't know. We'll see. When I had it above this antenna, it was 2 to 1, but it was this antenna that was giving it some problems. Even with the Moxon, it was 2 to 1. It was this antenna underneath it, this big antenna. Now when it'll be standing on its own, well away from this antenna. So we'll see what it registers once I get it up. No, I've been on in the mornings for a long time, many months when I first got here, and various times in the day. But now it's cooling down, and you can relax outside and enjoy it, and you just don't want to come back inside until you're finished. And then a bit of a tea break and out on the bike. A couple of miles, just get the old blood circulating, Bill. So a friend, he's not coming in the evening, and then it's only in the daytime. It's 820 FMI LZ7CW. Radio Charlie Ontario, Marco is my name, Roger. So you don't need an outdoor or anything there. So I made many contacts, but then the sunspot cycle was very good at that time. So yes, I will take.